Hey everyone, how you doing today? Back for part two of a look at the workshop this week. First time ever doing this, but those first two creations that I looked at, vanilla, were quite elaborate, and really was going to take a lot of time to look at those. And then taking a look at some of these Reforged Eden creations here, another four creations on this video. Some of these are quite elaborate and large too. The first one, however, is pretty small. And very cool. This is something I missed from last week's look at the workshop video. I had it spawned out on the platform, and I zipped right by it and didn't even see it. It was so dinky compared to the other creations. I totally screwed up and didn't realize until after I was done recording the video that I totally missed this creation, and I really wanted to look at it. But this is the LF Bushranger HV by LyfeForce, and extremely detailed small HV that kind of looks like a hover Jeep of some origin. I just thought the styling on it was really cool. I mean, it's quite small, but man, for its size, it is packing a punch with detail. It really is. It's just everything on it is just really cool to see. I even taking a look at these miniguns on how these are displayed on the back here. That just looks amazing. I think love the use of this side deco piece here and on the top, and the coloring on that. And what a cool little creation here. And also an interesting feature too is you have like a driver's seat, but it's offset to one side, and you got like back seats for like two passengers back there too. It's just again just a really cool setup there. You got a storage controller right on the bottom here, and you kind of even have like a little walk out step up there to the insides. Kind of like a little grate on the front here to push away some brush or whatever when you're going through the countryside. And yeah, this is just a really cool looking creation. A couple spotlights in here too behind these grates, and I love that just the color of how the spotlights are done. You get that little gray marking there. That just everything about this just looks awesome. You got some KC daylighters on the back here to light up your way. Actually, with the if I turn on the spotlights, it's actually got quite a bit of illumination from the front side here. But check out this little guy. This is just crazy nice looking. I just love it. It looks like it would be quite practical too, especially like early game transportation. You and your crew, or a couple of your crew members at least, get around and do some business. You got an armor locker right in here too. Roll cage. A roll cage is quite important. I mean, without a roll cage on one of these, I mean, you could flop these around pretty easily, and this will protect your head for the most part. If you're really tall, sitting in the back seats, I don't know, might have a little problem there. Just duck if you're flipping. That's no, but no, this is just I love to see creations like this. Super detailed, awesome block work and styling and just accents and everything about it. Every little block is precise, custom textured and colored, and just worked out. The again, a high level of detail for such a small creation. Just looks great. Well, anyway, it is pretty small though. I mean, literally, if you take a look at the whole size of that creation versus a base turret here, it's about the same size. This is probably more detailed than that, though. I don't know. But anyway, let's take a look at some specs on this one. This is by far the smallest creation of the 4 Reforged Eden creations on part 2 of this video. So this is for Reforged Eden, it is a CPU tier 1. Certainly not going to break the bank. Fits within 5,000 CPU just fine. It's got a 23 minute and 37 second build time. Requires nothing special whatsoever with resources, so something you can get into right away. You can shoot up some aliens with your dual miniguns and transportation. We'll take a look at the storage here. I forgot to look in the trunk too. We got 2 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks, unlock level 5, Yeah, this is the great early game uh, creation to spawn. Just to, you can do some business here with the miniguns and shoot up the wildlife or the alien bad guys walking around in the Xerox or um, and yeah, just get into it right away really cheaply. You could actually do all this with your base base equipment and just mine a few rocks and get going. I love it for that. So 26 forward, 13 strafing, and 26 reverse. And then of course the hover, so it operates off hover engines for everything else. 2 generators in here. Got a detector as well. 2 Gatling guns. Let's take a look at its storage, and I actually want to pop the trunk here. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice this. 2 months of video tutorial. Check it out. Looks like we got a fridge embedded in there and a storage controller. But it also looks like we got a little bit of room here for remove LCDs for additional space for some upgrade parts, potentially of your choosing. And let's take a look here at the storage on this. So we got an ammo controller at 1125. And we got a harvest controller. Holy smokes, I didn't expect that. 3613 and a fridge. That reminds me, let me hop into the specs one more time. I want to see. Okay, so it doesn't have any baseline harvesting equipment on it. But it kind of looks like it's, with the harvest controller in there, it's kind of meant to maybe add in some harvesting functionality. I can tell you, if you remove these grates or even right in front of it, you could put in a harvester, like a cheese grater, tree cutter, for no problem at all. Not sure where you'd put mining drills on here, but then again, there is a video to check out here. If you want to take a look at that link, it looks like it's right built into the LCDs here. It'll probably tell you a lot more about. Probably have a good explanation on the harvesting controller in it as well. I could definitely see the ammo one. But yeah, if this can do some harvesting too, if there's a particular setup on adding in either some drills, a multi-turret, a mining turret, or at least a tree cutter. A tree cutter, no problem at all with what I believe would fit across the front there. But yeah, that is really, really cool. Great looking creation. Again, this is the LF Bushranger HV by LyfeForce. Great early game starter HV creation, and super detailed. Oh, look at the LCD there. I don't know if the looks like you got to be in a certain range there for that to show up there. Just on the one side. That's cool. That is cool. Anyway, the next creation, another gigantic creation here. This is the Hyperion 6000 Supercarrier by Movado. And that is what is literally blocking the view on this entire direction going that way. And this is a gigantic carrier. And it's, yeah, it's lit differently than what I'm used to seeing. It's kind of, it kind of illuminates where I expected to see all this area kind of shadowed out, kind of like you see the shadows on the ground here. And the sun is coming from there, and yeah, but it's all like, it's unusually bright down here, which is I gotta say, it's something to do either with the game's lighting's being really weird, or the colors used on these textures in here. We're gonna have to fly around this ship a little bit here. It's hard to even see. It's so large that it's hard to see what the whole thing is. Looking at it from that viewpoint. But this is a gigantic carrier. It looks like it has a big barrage of solar panels on it. A huge amount of deck space. In fact, it was I mean, this platform that it's sitting on is pretty big, but this is longer, at least width-wise, than what this platform is, and takes up a good chunk of it for sure. Well, yeah, that is crazy. Look at all this room you've got to park CVs. Well, you could have a whole fleet of HVs or SVs on here, no problem. You could pretty much have a fleet of CVs as well. And not to mention, this is just the top side. I have a feeling that this has a very large hangar section in it as well. Some pretty elaborate thrusters. I'm just trying to figure out what's up with the lighting, though. Why is everything so intensely bright? Let me adjust the lighting here a little bit. It's just, yeah, I think it's just the colors used. I think there are some pretty bright colors in the color palette, and it illuminates that the way it is. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird that this area isn't shadowed and darker than what it is. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I don't know. Well, I'll take a look at the color palette on this one too. Actually, let's do that now before I forget. I just want to see how bright these colors actually are in the palette. And yeah, it looks like some of our base ship colors are over here, and some of these are pretty high intensity colors there. Got a lot of custom colors, whole palette's custom colors, quite frankly. And we've got some, you can see a lot of lighting going on in the, probably on the underside of this. And a lot of detail around these areas here. Looks like a pretty large bridge section. Great big blast door front opening area. A lot of big XL thrusters, but a ship like this would need it. It would certainly need a lot of big, powerful thrusters to get this thing moving around. Quite a large glass window display going all along the part of the side of it. And geez, yeah, a lot of turrets and defense as well. Yeah, this is not only is this really long, it's really wide too. I mean, this is just right off the gates. When I first spawned it too, I looked at the size class. This one is size class 50, so it is a very large creation. Well, anyway, let's get inside here. Let me try to adjust the lighting to not too dark, not too bright. It's always kind of a balance here. Maybe I'm a little on the dark side right now. I guess I'll increase that up a little bit more. Again, a lot of sunlight effects going on in here. So we'll come in the back, and one of the biggest blast doors I've ever seen on both the front and the rear of this. So right as we come in, it looks like we've got a storage rack, and that is what it is too, isn't it? Jeez, that is so this is a big glass wall going around here. And then it looks like we've got balconies of non-stop storage arrays in here, or storage controllers. So we would come through here, and this takes you right up to this level here. God, are all these 640s on top of that? Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Well, at least the bottom row is. Maybe the, oh my goodness, there's two more rows of them above here. And these are also 640s, and they're all different colors. Notice that you got the one tint down there, and that's just, that is crazy. This is a lot of storage too, and it looks like every single one of these things is a 640K. Every sample I've tried here has been 640. And this is storage rack 1. Obviously, there's an elevator that keeps on going up. We'll have to check that out. And then on the other side, you got storage rack B. I said 1. I meant A. Storage rack B. So these are in groups of 5. So we got 15. So 30 per side. So that would be 60 640K controllers if they all are 640. And it kind of certainly looks that way. Let me just get a sample from the other side here. Yep. Wow. Now that is some serious storage. Probably the most insane storage I might have seen on a ship to date. Wow. That's pretty insane. That's 60 640K storage bays in this area. Nicely organized and laid out, though. I mean, almost like it's just a big machine. Well, it is kind of, I guess. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the rest of this interior hangar area, which is just absolutely massive. Wow. So you've not only does it have a huge amount of area to park things on the top of the ship, on the enormous flight deck, you've got a massive hangar on the inside too, and it looks like it's pretty much all open architecture all the way from the back to the front on this ship. So I'm not, so far at least, so I'll have to get up to the next deck up here, but not seeing a whole lot of little rooms, but it looks like there's some. Jeez. Insane, insane. Well, let's head this way for now. Wow, so we've got our main shield. We've got a whole lot of small shield parts. We've got groupings of medium shield parts in here. A really cool looking setup and display there. I like how they're all part of like the structure. And it looks like, man, we've got a lot of medium shield parts in this section, as well as small shield parts. And I thought this was going to be a little room there that was off from the hangar. And no, this is this giant industrial shield generating mechanism. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the balcony up over here. That's part of the next deck. But we've got the big shield parts over there too. Holy smokes. Wow. So mediums, smalls, large, catwalks, massive glass windows. Now this thing is insane. It's really quite insane. Looks like one of your shields there has a little defect. It's missing its little connector pipe there. I know that's going to be devastating. The whole shield will collapse. I'm totally just kidding there. Well, okay, so we had all that on that side. You can only have so many shield parts, right? So what's on the other side over here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to have the fusion reactors. Holy smokes. Yep. So it looks like, what do we got? 3 fusion reactors over here. Wow. Quite a lot of space on the ground here, too. I like the lighting. Very roomy. But then again, I mean, this is a size class 50 ship. I would expect it to be kind of roomy. It's really, really massive ship here. So let's get up to this top balcony here too and check this out. So over here, it looks like we've got a lot of CPU blocks. I like how that's all arranged too. This big orange area here, we're kind of all glassed off, piping going in there. We'll have to look at the CPU on this one too. Something tells me it's not going to be running stock CPU or tier 4. I think it's going to be quite a bit above that. Then of course we have our warp drive out in this location with a separate custom display for that, and the Pentaxa tank over here as well. Yeah, this is insane. This is again just an insane creation. Super, super large, heavily shielded. I think it's just bar none running the maximum amount of shield parts allowed in game. Except I'm not sure if you can run possibly a 4th fusion reactor in a creation, or if they're limited to 3. I thought they were limited to 2 actually, but I'm probably wrong on that assumption. So let's check out this side of the hangar. So we got a gravity generator over there, miscellaneous equipment, just crazy things going on in here. We got a tank made with 2 of those deco parts kind of on top and bottom. That's a nice idea. That is cool. That's a nice looking way to do a tank there. Holy smokes, this just keeps going and going. Man, this is another gravity generator over there too. Wow, we're not even to the front here. Check out that wall. That's really cool too. And it looks like, well, yeah, you got to have the, oh, I like how this is all labeled. So we got hydroponics on this side. We got medical and production over there. We got a repair center over there. Jeez. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that too. The indented hangar floor. Yeah, that is a nice touch. I did that once. On one creation in the past, and I really liked the idea of it. Except it raised due to my not understanding exactly how the repair bay works, it kind of screwed the design up a lot, because I had a repair bay kind of on one of these half blocks of the indented floor, and it doesn't work out very well that way, sunk down. So I had to make a modification to the creation later to raise up an area of the hangar floor. But that is a really neat idea. If you got the space for it, you're adding like detail where normally it would just be flat floor blocks, but you're getting a lot of extra detail in there due to that. Which is a slick idea. I haven't seen that actually done very much at all. So nice to see it done here. I think it's a really cool option if you got the room. If you got the room and it's not going to interfere with a repair bay. So hydroponics over here. Looks like this is set up very much for the newer style Reforged Eden farm plots, which would sit over these individual grow plots here. Nice setup there. I definitely like that. Yeah, cool. And then you can obviously see through here to all the hangar. A little tinted there, but yeah, it just gives you an idea on how massive this is. So let's set up this elevator here to the floor above here, which is our hydroponics floor 2. Got to have 2 floors of hydroponics, of course. So this is a lot of growing potential. I know you see, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Reforged Eden grow plots at this point. You know how they work, so I don't really have to explain that. But that's a nice setup, and they're a lot quicker and easier to harvest than your standard grow plots in there. So there's definitely a lot of motivation to have those. So nice hydroponics area. Let's fly around over here to production. Of course, we got our exit out the front of the hangar here. So this looks trippy right away. I love this. I love the big LCD there, and just when you kind of looking through the glass, it just kind of looks trippy, a little bit different. Oh, it's a lot brighter on the inside than what it looked like from the outside. Just the tinted windows there. So it looks like we've got 3D constructors in this area, a whole lot of small constructors and advanced constructors. So it looks like this, yeah, one each on every one of these, and they're all kind of angled out like that. I've never seen them displayed that way before. That's cool. That's a pretty neat look, and it creates this big angled pathway through there. Huge amounts of production capabilities with all the smalls plus all the large. Probably advanced, I'm sure, in that area. And then, yeah, the really cool looking Reforged Eden deconstructors. A lot to look at it in the ceiling, too. A lot of color, texture lights, things like that. Just a different look to the ship. So let's head up over here, up to medical. This is quite a roomy medical area here as well. Again, kind of overlooking the hangar area. Looks like we've got our standard med bay, our facilities over here, bathroom, shower. Wow. Oh, look at that, a custom display just for the one medical part over here. That's cool. That's cool. Got a bedroom, sick bay kind of set up over here. Very nice. Another display for the other larger medical piece. Wow. Oh yeah, and here's the 2 smaller ones. They're kind of blended right in there. I didn't even notice those. So it's got all your specialized medical equipment, plus bathroom, shower, plus your med bay, pretty much everything you'd want. Little area to put stuff up there if you want. Same thing over there. Now that's crazy. That is a cool way to do it. Kind of, it's like a city. It's like a flying city here. So and then we got a repair center. So the author got it right, and they got the repair bay at the right block level. So it's not part of the indented floor over here, which is, again, it's a great option if you got the room for it, and you're not planning on putting a repair bay in the indented section here. It allows you to add in extra detail that you couldn't normally do. And you can see the author took full advantage of that extra detail over here with the texture lights and the caution decals and things over this area. And just a big, yeah, like every one of these is like, if you look at the markings, it looks like, if you're parking your standard size HVs, SVs. Man, you could put one of these in every one of these squares on each side of the hangar and not even have it in the center section at all. And look at the amount of equipment you could bring with you. It's pretty amazing. We're back to the storage racks. And on the center section here, obviously we got a great big hangar opening from the top, but you also can come in from the large hangar door on the front or the back of the ship. And another large, looks like a way to get HVs to the flight deck, or well, SVs as well. But you could drive a HV up that and get up and park it up on the top here too. Also, a big solar array on this ship, which is going to be great for power, things like that. Wow. So yeah, there's this opening here, and then there's the regular hangar door opening over here. It's got a lot of solar panels on it too, a lot of solar panels. I dare say that exceeds 24, but I'm not sure on that. Maybe not. Maybe it just hits 24. Well, we'll take a look at that in the stats here. But yeah, very nicely organized. I mean, everything about it is laid out really good for use. I mean, you got your farming, you've got your production over there, medical, and look how, I mean, those are pretty big areas in themselves. And look how small they look in the grand scope of everything. And then you've got your insane engineering areas on either side of the back section with all the shield parts and the warp drive and everything else under the sun. Anyway, let's look at some numbers here. So we are size class 50, 45 hour and 40 minute build time. It's using looks like 34 quantum CPUs in here. So yeah, it's a pretty high-end ship for sure. This is like just a gigantic carrier. Probably, I don't know. I've looked at some really large creations in the past too. I don't know if this one takes the cake for the largest carrier type ship I've seen, but it's certainly up there. It's certainly up there. There's a couple other insane ones I've looked at in the past too that had just immense amount of space in them. 164 fuel tanks, 86 oxygen tanks. You know, for its size, it moves pretty good too. 67 forward, 17 strafing, 17 down, 33 lift, 17 reverse. I would guess if you were to fill, this has an insane amount of storage in it. I think this would be more space-based if you put a lot of storage in here. I think it would have a little bit of trouble getting off the planet with the immense amount of storage bays on this ship here. Take a look at the CPU as well. So yeah, it uses a lot of CPU, that's for sure. But again, the shield on this, in fact, 160,200 on shield, and keep in mind, if it's running the full barrage of shield parts, it's actually reducing the shield total number because of the recharge rate, and it's going to have a pretty fast recharge rate on it as well. And then on weaponry, pretty light, defensive weaponry only, I would say, to shoot the pesky drones and the other stuff flying around, but not really engaged for combat. It does have long-range radar and a detector. I usually put both on too on these Reforged Eden creations. It's kind of weird. The long-range radar obviously has longer range, but you can't run it as often. So you can run it like every, I don't know, 10 seconds or something like that. Maybe a little longer than that. Where the detector, it's a shorter range, but you can run it more often. So it's kind of nice to have both. I do that a lot myself. All right, storage time. What do you got going on in here? So I think we already know what it's got going on in here. We already know it had, what was it, 640K controllers. And then we got an ammo controller at 320. I was just curious if just probably the one ammo controller at 320, which makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, a lot of boxes and other things in there, too. So just kind of almost an endless amount of storage. 64 140Ks is probably the most amount of storage I've seen in a creation yet. Maybe it's hard to say. I'd have to record numbers, um, but it's really neat how it's done too. In these two racks here, very organized. Yeah, nice, very organized setup on that. And this is pretty cool feature here too, just having a ramp to roll some HVs up to the flight deck. The ship has the room for it. I mean, these kind of ramps take up a lot of space. If you don't have a very big ship, um, it would use up a lot of space. But in this case, you've got the room. You've certainly got the room to do that. And you know what? I missed a balcony too. There is a balcony that goes along this whole top area of the ship here that I haven't really seen yet. So we've been in that room over there, taking a look at the 3 fusion reactors. Big old glass window over here. Let's just take a quick tour around this section here. It looks like we've got, oh yeah, I didn't even get to the bridge yet. Oh, and the lounge. Didn't even see that. Of course, you got to have a lounge. I mean, come on. So yeah, this has a view to the hangar area too. I didn't even notice that from the bottom side though. That's cool. Nice big old lounge there, and then this just kind of open, roomy area to chill and overlook the hangar area. And then I got this would be your passenger seats and your main control pilot seat here. Big glass window. Looks like despite its size, it would be pretty easy to see where you're going to. A nice big open window. Great visibility there. A lot of passengers. Be right up there with you. And then over here, yeah, I didn't even see this whole section yet. Science and Scanning Center. Oh, this is cool. Ah, yeah, an actual like kind of fluff room in here, and that's cool. And this new graphic table there, that's really cool too. Got to look at some of these new parts that keep on getting added in by the developers of Reforged Eden. I like how that doors looks in the inset in the glass there. That's a cool look. Oh, and the teleporter. That's a cool looking teleporter display there. I like that. Nice, nice. Yeah, so yeah, the areas that I kind of miss, this whole mezzanine area, I guess you could call it. And look at all the docking space up here too. I mean, this is big enough to park most SV or SV creations. I wouldn't say you get HVs up here very easily, but not on this part. You got plenty of room for HVs, so plenty. And you can roll them up to the flight deck too. All right. I feel better now. I'm glad I took a look there, and yeah, I meant to head up this way, and I just didn't do it before. Well, anyway, again, this is the Hyperion 6000 Supercarrier by Movado, and check it out on the workshop. It is quite an expensive carrier, but if you want an amazing amount of space and storage for your game playthrough or your faction, this is a good ship for you. This thing can handle everything you throw at it with parking things on it and just endless amounts of room and cargo bays and everything else. So the next one here, I noticed ran out of juice. Let me get that fixed. Oh, I don't have anything to fix that with. 1 second. Let's get some of these. All right. So the next creation here, and let me get the lights back on. Sorry, a bit of a sneak preview there, I guess. This is the Medusa by Raccoona. And it said that this was for, I believe, Vanilla and Reforged Eden. And this is a pretty insane looking ship here, I gotta say. By looking at the weaponry on it, I would say it probably has more of a focus on combat-oriented stuff, for sure. Yeah, you got the artillery cannon, you got all these cannons up here. A lot of turrets. Interesting how it lands too. Yeah, this has got a lot of firepower on it. Let me try to get it a little bit brighter yet here. Or is it as much as it? That's about as much as it goes here on this planet. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this says all these turrets have a really nice line of sight too. I was looking at their leveling, and there's like none of these turrets are like kind of buried behind another turret, where you'd have to angle your ship a certain way to shoot forward. It looks like they all have a nice clear line of sight, which is a great thing to have. Interesting how it lands too. You've got some landing gear on the back here, but then you've got it's using the blast doors as front landing gear. So when you get that the back part close to the ground there, those landing gear engaged, these come down automatically to prop the ship up so it can land on that smaller platform area there. And then it's got some big looking, kind of like nacelles, but it's not. It doesn't appear like it's trying to be any kind of Star Trek ship. It's just a unique design. A lot of focus on combat, I would dare say. I'll have to check that part out here too. That's cool. That is cool. A lot of detail everywhere too. I love these rear thrusters there. And it's kind of neat that, oh wow, they're not actually thrusters, are they? Huh. Well, I love those fake rear thrusters there. It looks like you could put in some real thrusters there though. But it does have some real thrusters out over here. Or maybe that's just part of the decor of this creation. But that looks really neat. I gotta say that's a cool look. Like this texture light strip in there too. I dare say this is made with, at least this block row here is made with Xeno. I think that's the only texture that can pull that off. Wow. Landing pad up on top here. Looks like dual elevators, kind of in a oxygen. There's a ramp there, so this O2 zone. So you walk in that section. Yeah, cool looking texture lights in the mix here too. Yeah, and this is it's gonna have some Xeno on it. I bet you when we look at the block work, this one's gonna have a decent amount of Xeno on it, and especially because certainly it looks like a combat ship too. But I'm sure it has more than just combat capability. It's pretty big ship for sure. Well, anyway, let's get aboard this here. That's such a cool look when you look at this too. Huge amounts of details. Kind of looks like borderline alien, at least. It's, but you know, yeah, it's cool. That's cool. I mean, it looks like we've got a bridge right there too. So let's walk around the backside. Oh, we even got some things that aren't even out on display. Yeah, this thing has a huge amount of weaponry on it for sure. Let's go in this small rear hangar or just foyer. It looks like you could park something in here and hop in through the door this way. And then you're right up to, it looks like at least one piloting bridge over here. That's interesting that you're sitting on a glass floor along this whole area, but you've got all these guns and stuff in front of you that the AI is going to be interested in shooting at, which actually leaves you quite safe back over here, or you'd have to take an immense amount of damage before I think the AI would target you sitting here. We got a shield right above us here. Yep, the ship is made for both vanilla and reforged Eden. You have 2 rooms with the big capacitors. Very nice. There's also space for generators, auxiliary, and quantum cores. Made for max maneuverability and is mostly relying on shields. That's nice looking, different looking interior here on the when you first come in. But man. Okay, so that's out to the rear hangar. Let's go up another floor here. Oh, that's just, we're looking through a window here. Okay. Go up to this level. Well, that looks trippy. That's cool. It's like multiple catwalks above one another in kind of a formation here. We've got some technical engines stuff down here, looks like. Got some container controllers in the mix. Looks like we go to a medical bay in the back. Yeah, this is just trippy. Hold on, I gotta just keep on seeing where this this gets to. It looks like yeah, storage controllers along the sides. Really cool looking walk paths, frameworking going on here. Obviously, you could walk up the stairs or go up the elevator. And then we have rooms off the backside here too. So let's drop down and check out medical here. Oh yeah, gotta have the medical. Oh, I like the like this light room here. This looks like it would kind of fry away any germs that might have came in that area with you. Yeah, we got all our specialized medical equipment and whatnot in here, and a place for a doctor to chill. Very nice. Yeah, this looks really interesting here. All right, so before I forget, let's see what the sunroom is here. Ah, the teleporter. Okay, nice. Teleporter and some nice utility function right back here too. O2 med, armor locker, and closet type of thing. Very cool. Nice detail work all along. And we walk into our main core over here. Looks like we got some CPU blocks mounted up in that section there. At least the vanilla CPU blocks, probably for advanced. And yeah, that's I like the glass in the sides there. That is cool. And this is a chill out room. Look at that. Oh, this is an unusual looking light. That looks really neat. I've never seen that that arrangement done before. Huh. That's really cool. That is really cool. Very nice. So let's head this way. And looks like we got another chill out space, like the bookshelves and the and the walls as well. And our warp drive. What's along the front going this way? Oh, walking into a big open area room. Kind of looks like that's for some upgrades, I would definitely say. What form factor is this room? Kind of looks like it would fit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would fit a large shield part in this room. Definitely. So I bet you that's probably what it was intended for. Got a gravity generator and some a lot of visual stuff going on in here. It looks really sharp. I like all this intricate block work and texturing, and it's pretty much displaying a gravity generator. But yeah, it looks really nice in here. A lot of stuff to see. A nice lighting scheme as well. Everything blends together. Seems very consistent from one area to the ship to the next. And obviously, yeah, a big shield part room there. And another gravity generator over here. Yep, Pentaxin tank. Fuel areas over here. Oxygen. Nicely displayed again. Yeah, I really love it when you have a creation where you can just pop in all this stuff and put it on display. I mean, a lot of these parts look pretty neat, and they're kind of like added blocks of things that you can put in, and when you build block work around it and display things and make it look like everything's supposed to go where it's going, that's always a nice welcome touch to any of these creations. Again, if they're too small of a creation, it's really hard to do that, but if you got the space, it's really cool to see. Oh yeah, we've been there already. Okay, so let's try to backtrack a little bit and head out this way. I suddenly started getting that fear of getting lost in here. This ship is quite a large ship for sure. Okay, so it looks like we're up to this this nice landing pad on the back here. That gets you to the dual elevators. Let's try to move forward somewhere in the ship. Let me go down a couple floors. Yeah, we've been in here, yes. Let's go down another floor. No, and then we're to the bottom here. feel like I'm missing a big portion of the ship. So let's head up again. I don't. Maybe I should go up higher. Just go. Nope. So we've been here. Does this? We've been in here, and this is where those are. Oh, you know, I guess that is it on the interior. I thought potentially that there was more interior space on the front, but it appears that there's not. But for some reason, it just feels like I haven't seen all of this ship on the inside yet. Note to self, it goes up quite a bit over and back that way on the ship's hull too. And maybe I did see that area. Yeah, this is that whole section. Yeah, we've been in here. Okay. That is a really cool ship. That is definitely, it's unique. Huge amount of firepower on here. I love this. I love the way this looks too. Oh, those are cabinets. Those are cabinet pieces here. It's like, what is that cool looking block on the edges here? And yeah, those are cabinets. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't even notice that on the first run. A nice, again, side turret setup too. Oh, this is trippy too. I didn't even look at that. How these antenna pieces, the angled ones, are all kind of like pointing to a specific point there. Same thing kind of going on with some of these railing pieces here. Yeah, there's a lot of ship here to see. That is for sure. This is quite a massive creation as well. Anyway, let's get some lights back on. Take a look at some specs on this. Now, I guess the lighting doesn't want to get too bright anymore. So, it's going to need some CPU. So it's got the 4 vanilla CPU blocks in here already. So 4 advanced cores. And it's kind of designed to put in the rest of the refill eating cores, like your 1 basic, your 2 improved, and the 5th advanced. And then beyond that, it's getting into quantum and auxiliary cores or crew members or whatever else can bring up your CPU hamster cage in certain servers. So it's going to use 4.4 million CPU there. Let's take a look at its main specs here. So size class 8, 8 fuel tanks, 6 oxygen tanks, 5 generators. Obviously room for some additional upgrade parts for sure. It has a huge amount of weaponry on here. 4 artillery cannons, 6 advanced laser cannons, the 1 artillery turret, we've seen that out there, a lot of flak, laser, plasma. Looks like all the weaponry selected is compatible with vanilla, which makes sense because it's supposed to be compatible with vanilla. Our speeds are really good. 112 forward, 57 strafing, 147 lift, 84 down, 87 reverse. I don't believe it actually has real RCS in here. I believe that's just part of the thrusters used over there. 22 hour and 47 minute build time. Obviously, it's going to use a fair amount of estrium and zirconium due to the weaponry and all the other big parts on here. But that's pretty cool, though, that it's dual compatibility between vanilla and Reforged Eden as well. Obviously, Reforged Eden, you would probably have to add a fair amount of CPU to it to get it all happy and everything. But you can also add some big shield pieces, too. On storage, and I'm not seeing the name. I was looking for Medusa, but I think it is the Hermes. Yeah, that would make sense. So we got 4 ammo controllers. Looks like they are all 320s. And, well, that's pretty much it. Other than that, you know, some various other locations to store small amounts of goods. But, yeah, it's really set up for combat. I just want to kind of fly around this inside of here a minute, too. See what's going on the front here. Obviously, this is all filled in, so this is a lot of block layer, a lot of armor. Looks like we got a decoy generator in the mix here, too. So, yeah, a couple of thrusters in there. Oh, those are some lights. Okay, so we're out the back. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, decoy generator. I could be missing it, but I'm not seeing necessarily any decor turrets in here, which is fine. I'd rather have a turret just kind of located, you know, somewhere along the front of the ship that can actually fire back until it gets destroyed as kind of the decoy as to bury one in there. But you know, certain designs, if you got a lot of reinforcing blocks or you know, really strong area of the ship, you put a turret in there, and the AI might get fixated at shooting that one turret and just waste a lot of shots shooting something that really can't be. It would take a lot of shots to ever break it, basically. But yeah, slick looking ship here. Again, this is the Medusa by Racona, Reforged Eden or vanilla compatible. I'm showing it in Reforged Eden where it would need more CPU. So the last creation is the Covenant by Mr. Chips, SWYS, and that is this guy here. This is a cool looking ship. Really neat, slick, sharp design on this. Just kind of taking a look at some of the block work going on here. I like this, kind of like this armored piece that kind of goes over the top and around the sides a little bit here. Kind of that's a cool feature here. It kind of extends down this way too. So it looks like we've got a lot of turrets that are hiding right now, hiding behind some walls there, not trying to show themselves yet. And this wing's really cool too. These markings here look like they certainly could be potential additional places to add some turrets on here. Got some side strafing over here. Yeah, that's cool. I like this this whole structure that kind of wraps around the ship on the backside, kind of like a wing slash kind of an armored piece. Really cool. Kind of looks like we have some potential upgrade slot maybe for additional thrusters as well, and I kind of made a couple into block formations there. I kind of want to get his turrets out. It's hiding a lot here. Maybe there's a switch inside the ship or something to do this too, but I figured I'd expose them all. A nice turret layout. Looks like all the turrets are going to have a nice line of sight, shooting forward. Side ones, the bottom ones, the top ones. Everything isn't going to be hindered by another turret in front of it, which is excellent. And quite a few extra locations to add in more turrets to. A lot of markings all over the place here. Let's see 4 just in this general section. There's probably there's some more on the sides. There might be some more on the bottom as well. There's quite a lot of turrets actually on the bottom already, so maybe not on the bottom, but oh, look at this. All this little intricate detail that you wouldn't normally see too much, but that looks really cool. All this inset block work and things like that. That's neat. That particular texture over that particular block, that has an interesting looking effect there. I like that. I like the red in the mix here too. A lot of detail on the bottom. I mean, it's relatively flat, but it's just the blocks used and the layers, things like that, give it a lot of neat looking detail there. It looks like we've got a way in right over here too, and it looks like something is still sitting here that didn't retract. And maybe that's because it's not supposed to until, it's probably tied to the landing gear. So if I take off a turret, it looks like it would drop down from this location, but it's not doing it now because this is a boarding ramp right here. So anyway, let's hop in this. Let me, I don't know if I should adjust the lighting or not. Ow. Yeah, it's got a cool look on the inside here too. I like that. The red and white kind of mixture with the smooth and the black. It's a cool looking style. A lot of detail packed in there too. I mean, it's got some areas purposely made really smooth and flat, and then other areas that are just got loads of accents and details and everything going on there. And quite a glass display over in this section here too. Look at that. It's using some of that brand new, or well, that newer glass mixed in with some of the other armored glass. That's a cool looking formation up there. Anyway, let's see what's going on inside the hangar here. So it looks like we got a couple rooms going off to either side here. I'm going to increase the lighting a little bit more. I almost can't tell. Either way. Alright, well anyway. So in here it looks like we've got some medium shield parts. A couple of them, it looks like room for a couple more as well. But it has 2 in there already, and certainly locations for 2 more on that side. Looks like the same thing's going on the other side here. So you can essentially get 8 medium shield parts in the ship, at least in that area. Looks like we got a utility area over here with a constructor and your utility functions. Looks like a full medical bay right around the area here to all your specialized equipment. O2 armor locker and med station as well. A refrigerator set up here, or fridge, armor repair, and food processor. One more time, adjust the lighting. Okay, let's leave it about there. Yeah, and I kind of apologize. I've been trying to go to a different planet every time, and you never know what you're going to get with nighttime lighting on those planets. Some of them are brighter than other ones. If you get a really dark one, it has a way of making whatever creation look a lot darker than it normally would on the inside. It looks like from there, you get past this section here, and you're right up into a bridge, which is really cool. I like the red lighting in here. Again, a lot of detail all over the place. Cool looking pilot window out the front. Yeah, nice visibility and whatnot. And it looks like we got a warp drive in the ceiling, some oxygen tanks on the sides of that. That's kind of neat. Yeah, again, a nice looking display there. A couple big generators back behind the armored glass there too. So this armored glass is kind of serving, besides looking cool, it's serving kind of a protection role, kind of keeping some of these parts that could go explode and cushioning that from the interior of the ship to not get that damaged in case you took a lot of damage one way or another. I think that, yeah, I think for the most part that is the interior, so it's pretty much straight to the point. I don't even think I can get lost in this one. Except I didn't see this room. Yeah, big hangar back here too, and more shield parts up there. So yeah, I didn't see it all. So we got some storage controllers, more generators. I like this blockwork around this area here, and yeah, a bunch of stuff going on in the ceiling, especially up in that top area there. Let's go up the elevator. Oh yeah, look at this space. So all our CPU blocks are in this general location. Looks like probably I don't want to guess on the CPU yet. I would assume that has a Core 9 setup of blocks in it, but I expect it probably has more that's either needed or installed somewhere for all the shield parts that are in here as well. And in this room, looks like we've got looks like 8 small shield parts, and our main shield and gravity generator. And side rooms, thruster access area over here. Probably on this, not on the other side though, just that side. The other side's got the gravity generator there. Yeah, that's cool. So you got a nice hangar bay. Yeah, that's right. I came in from the bottom side of the ship and not through the hangar this time. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So specs, what do we got going on here? So only a size class 3, because, you know, not like size class 3 is dinky or anything, but compared to some of these other ones today, it is a smaller ship. 49 forward, 36 strafing, 36 lift, 36 reverse, and 36 down. Quite a lot of weaponry already installed on here. A lot of positron beam turrets, advanced laser cannons, retractable missile turrets. Yeah, we exposed all your guns there, buddy. 14 hour and 47-minute build time. Going to use a fair amount of S3. Well, not that bad. Not that bad. And again, it's not that hard to get this stuff in game, really. CPU-wise, oh, this is surprising. I thought this was going to require more CPU, just by looking at the amount of shield parts and the amount of weaponry on it. But actually, yeah, it's Core 9 or within 2.1 million CPU stock. Obviously, there's some upgrading that can be done, as in a lot of these ships. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad it fits in there. I didn't think it was going to. I just thought it had too many guns and shield parts to be able to fit within that CPU range. But it does, and it does it nicely. Obviously, yeah, quite a bit more turrets you can add. Probably at least, well, at least 8 more turrets. Maybe more than that. Hard to say exactly, but at least 8. Yeah, very cool. So again, this is the Covenant by Mr. Chips SWYS. And yeah, look at all the work, guys, making all this stuff. And obviously, I broke this video into 2 parts just because there's just too many big creations that were going to take too long to see in one video. And I'm glad I did. I think I would have been going on for 2.5 hours straight on making this video, just for 6 creations. And one of them is so dinky that this is why I missed it last time. It is that size compared to some of these other ones that I kind of flew right by it. I think it was in the shadow of another ship, and I had it on my list too, and I just missed it, and I'm so sorry for that. I do like to see the small creations. I'd like to see some small creations again. It'd be kind of neat to look at some of those guys there, but these big super ships are pretty amazing. You gotta say. I mean, not all of them are big super ships. I mean, these are pretty. These 2 aren't too badly sized at all, especially this one. But anyway, a lot of really cool ships to see again this week, and yeah, check them out and give the authors some support. There's a lot of work that goes into building this stuff. Even these small creations, I bet you the author spent quite a lot of time considering the size of this creation. I imagine they put in quite a lot of time into it just to make it look as exceptionally detailed as it is, and such a nice, I don't know, great block work. Just really great block work, and because of its specs and costs and everything like that, it's an excellent starter creation to spawn into the game and use. So anyway, you all have yourself a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.